Good evening. It's Friday the 20th of June. I'm Dard Army. This is Yeah Right News on Yeah Right TV. Know what I mean? Firstly, our Friday coronavirus update, because the one we get on TV on the BBC is absolute bollocks. And when you look at the news now, they're more interested in other things because it's not main headlines anymore. Today, 202 lives were recorded as dying from coronavirus. This week so far, we have had over 1,000 deaths to coronavirus in the UK. The total official UK death toll stands at over 42,000. And the UK's true COVID death toll is closer to 52,000 based on death certificates mentioning confirmed and suspected cases. So, 52,000 people have died in the UK since the end of February of coronavirus in just over 14 weeks. 52,000 people. And yet the government was chatting about 20,000 being sweet. That's shocking, scary and sad. There's more than 7.5 million cases of COVID-19 have been confirmed worldwide. 7.5 million, with over 430,000 deaths. The USA alone has over 2 million confirmed cases, and it is now beginning to accelerate in Africa, according to the World Health Organization. You know what I mean? India has now overtaken the UK to become the fourth worst affected country in the world with over 300,000 cases. But they've only had 9,000 deaths. Now, is that because they're shit hot with the medicine and they're dealing with it, or they know something we don't know? Or the true reality is, the way it works in India is if you're a Sikh or a Hindu, you are cremated within 24 hours because it's so hot. And if you're a Muslim, you have to be buried within 24 hours as well. So when someone dies in a poor region or an average region, they're just buried. They're not tested, so that's a load of bollocks. And Brazil and Mexico continue to be ravaged by the disease they're getting out with. And we'll talk about the Brazilian Prime Minister a bit later. You know what I mean? Elsewhere, the big news is that the economy, well, the GDP has fallen by 20.4% in April. What the fuck do you expect? We've all been sitting at home doing jack shit on lockdown, Sally. There's been no one been working, no one been travelling, no one been doing jack shit. And now you're chatting about, oh, my shit, it's fallen by 20%. Not surprised it's fallen by more. Maybe it kept it up there for the amount of bog roll got sold. You know what I mean? Right then. And Black Lives Matter has now turned into what the fuck is going on. You know what I mean? They're cancelling TV shows like Little Britain, Fawlty Towers, The Inbetweeners, just because of Inbetweeners something to do with women. And the statues getting taken down or covered up in case they get damaged. I said this before. Some statues, yeah, you're right. There's racist proper overtones like the one in Bristol. But someone like Winston Churchill, doesn't matter what he did in other countries, in this country he was a legend. To the people and everything that happened during the World War II, without him, everyone would have been fucked. He was a legend. His statue should stand proud. If his statue was in India, I fully understand, because over there he's a wanker. And he was a racist. But that's not what we're talking about here. We are talking about what he did for Britain. You know what I mean? Right then. So that's that bit done. Now, in other news, in Bollywood, racism rears its ugly head. As protesters are accused of erasing history, one man wonders if they could have a look at his decisions in March. And there is trouble brewing in prisons across the UK as social distancing is ignored. There is the largest drug bust in US history as 2 tons of crack are found in a Vegas hotel room. And historians discover an interesting link between Margaret Thatcher and Prince Andrew. Donald Trump reiterates his faith in hydroxychloroquine by saying he's never felt better. And sticking with the USA, important figures react to Donald Trump's handling of coronavirus. A new mask is released to use during the daily coronavirus briefing by the government every time a Tory minister speaks. And there are packed demonstrations continuing across London. And as grandparents get to see their grandkids again after 3 months on lockdown, You know what I mean? That's sad. After 3 months on lockdown, Ladybird books release a special edition for kids to read before they see their grandparents again. And also, with talking about kids, they finally, across the UK, as lockdown finishes, kids finally go back to school. And one more, you know what I mean? Police racism in America has now finally goes one step too far. Know what I mean? Right then. Now we look at our normal fuddle of the week. Now, let me explain the word fuddle. Now, it is a it can be construed as a very, very rude word. So if you said it to your dad, you get a proper thumper. And you don't go around saying it and everywhere. But when we refer to it, we're referring to the like as being an idiot. You know what I mean? What a fuddle. What an idiot. So it's nothing like, you know what I mean, really, really rude we're trying to get at. It's just a word that has to be said. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's have a look. Our 3 fuddles of the week. We've got Donald Trump, Boris Johnson, and Jair Bolsonaro. Now, Donald Trump, yeah, fucked up hair, absolute fuddle, fucking up the government over there, sorry the people, doesn't give a shit, and yet people still follow him and he's a racist bigot. Boris Johnson, fucked up hair, look what he's done, man, in this country, yeah, but this is not fuddle of the year, this is fuddle of the week. Because they were all fuddles last week and the week before. Now, finally, we've got Jair Bolsonaro, the Brazil president. Now, I ain't got a lot of time to go into it, but if you do a bit of research into how he has handled the coronavirus epidemic, he has totally fucked it. Absolutely fucked it. Proper, and they're getting out with. Right, now for today's weather. It's pissing it down in places, sun in places, cloudy everywhere, and about 18 degrees, you know what I'm saying, all weekend. But next week, weather kicks in, 25, 26 degrees, heat wave, 9, 10 days. Killed it! You know what I mean? Now, sport, let's have a look. Leroy is back next week and next Sunday as the Premier League returns. So every Sunday, he is going to have his new show called Sports Desk. You know what I mean? Leroy Sports Desk. And unfortunately, Jugajat has been arrested. He got pissed up last night, got into a fight with a couple of bollocks, and he's been arrested, and we're not sure he'll be on tomorrow. But we'll keep you updated. Fingers crossed, yeah? You know what I mean? Saturday night with our Jugga's a shit night. You know what I mean? Now for some shout-outs. Big shout-out to Lala Gisto, as always. Big shout out to Reggie. Sort your bad back out because it needs to get better because we got tings and bings. One blood clap. Big up to Leon Fletcher. Leon Fletcher. One of our new younger viewers from New Zealand. Know what I mean? We've got Carly Haywood. Carly Haywood is watching from Alaska. But it's fucking cold up there, Carly. You know what I mean? And the Eagle would like to big shout out to the Bassy boys up in Sheffield. He goes, make sure the chips are hot. Sorry, know what I mean. Sauce. And finally, to all our viewers, have a great weekend. Drink, enjoy, think family, think friends. Don't think about the government. Don't think about coronavirus. Don't really go out unless you need to. And sorry for the swearing throughout the show today, but it is Friday and I have to finish with Boris Johnson, you are a wanker. So, I'm Dowd Army. This is Yeah Right News on Yeah Right TV. Have a fantastic weekend. Yeah Right.